Oh, hello. Yeah.
I don't want to. I want to sit. No, ma'am. Riley, that's not a choice. Come on. Well, I want. Okay. Here, I want to turn playing the drums.
You want to turn it? Oh, wow.
Happy? Mazel tov. Nice to see you. All right. So I told you this is going to happen towards the end of the service. Pleasure. You guys, all four of you are coming up, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we're good.
Are each of you speaking?
We're speaking yes.
All together.
In unison.
You have to be four people in unison.
Yes, we are.
Oh, you're kidding. You practice?
We'll be fine.
Four people in unison, that's brave. Very brave.
I got it.
All right, wait, so it's all written down.
Yes.
And then after you four speak, Arthur, you paying attention to this? So, then I want you guys to do Shekion. You also want to do the haircut color. No, only if you feel like you want. For reference. Would you like to do that? So maybe your talk. Your testimony because two reasons. One,
I was Noah's bar mitzvah. I remember. It was June 2nd, 19.
I don't remember the name of So, Kohanim is in the
So
Siddur.
you're gonna tell everybody that it's in Parsha. You'll point. You'll point to what we're saying.
Well, sure.
I mean, I know it, but I need to see it.
You have to find the. Do you want to start? Oh, okay. Shabbat Shalom to everyone. We're going to get started in just a minute. We want to welcome everyone to services. We want to welcome all of you who are watching on the live stream. We're starting a little bit after 6. We just had a lot of a few logistics to get together. Tonight we have not only a beautiful musical service, as we do every Friday night, but we have the celebration of an upcoming wedding that we're about to get ready for. We've got two families. We've got the Krevitz and Love families that are in the house celebrating Garrett and Jackie, Aunt Wacky and Gerger. Am I right? Uncle Gerger and Aunt Wacky, or just Whack. I was just told by your niece. Yep. So we are so excited to celebrate with you, and we're so happy you're here with us. So turn with us right now. If you're new to Beth Shalom, you might not know that your prayer book is in between your armrests. At least we hope it is. Turn to page 5 as we begin the service with Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Asharet, Malachi Elyon, Levi Melech, Malachi HaMelachim, הקדוש ברוך הוא. בואכם לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי מלאכי המלאכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ברכוני לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון. מלאכי המלאכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. צאתכם לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי המלאכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, הקדוש ברוך הוא.
Turn with us now to page 16 of your prayer book. We're going to continue now with the words, Or Zarua Latzadik. We make light in the world when we do things that are good and that are right. 4 lines from the bottom, page 16.
Or Zarua Latzadik, Ulo Yishrei Lev Simcha. Or Zarua Latzadik, Ulo Yishrei Lev Simcha. Simchu Tzadikim b'Adonai, V'hodu lezecher kodsho. Simchu Tzadikim b'Adonai, V'hodu lezecher kodsho. Or Zarua Latzadik, Ulo Yishrei Lev Simcha. Or Zarua Latzadik, Ulo Yishrei Lev Simcha.
We'll invite you to turn ahead with us to page 21 as we continue Mizmor LeDavid, Psalm 29, page 21 of your prayer book.
מזמור לדוד, הבו לאדוני בני ליב, הבו לאדוני כבוד בעוז, הבו לאדוני כבוד שמו השתחוו לאדוני בהדרת קודש. כל העולם על המים אל הכבוד הרים, אדוני על מים רבים. כל אדוני בכוח, כל אדוני בהדר, כל אדוני שובר ארזים, וישבר העולי את ארזי הלבנון, וירגידם כמו עגל, ובכי חלום כולו מרכבות. אדוני לממון ישב, הישב אדוני מלך לעולם, איי איי איי, אדוני יעוז ויבוא איתי, אדוני יברך את עמו, בשלום, בשלום, יברך את עמו בשלום.
We're now coming to the heart of Kabbalat Shabbat, L'cha Dodi. It begins on page 23. Often the cantor lets to let his inspiration dictate where he goes with this. We have 9 stanzas of this beautiful, beautiful poem. But we decided tonight he would tell us in advance which ones we're doing. So we're starting on page 23 with the first verse.
That's right. And then the second verse. And then we'll do the 5th verse.
1, 2, then the middle on page 24.
Wow, this is very hard.
He does not like to commit. He likes to let the inspiration flow. 1, 2, 5, and
I guess the last one.
all right. First 2 on page 23, middle on 24, and then we will rise after that verse on page 24 and we'll face the entrance to the sanctuary because we're actually greeting God, the Shekhinah, when we come to that last verse on the bottom of page 25. You've already committed. 1, 2, 5, and
Yes,
9.
But just in case,
Uh-oh, he's leaving himself an out.
yeah, just in case we're really, feeling it or something like that, then we'll do the second to last verse too.
Oh, he's leaving open the second to last verse
Yeah.
option.
So if you
Okay.
hear me singing second to last verse, that means we're at the second to last verse.
You'll definitely know.
Yeah.
Page 23.
And this is a new melody I wrote by accident on my way out of the house today. I then forgot what it went like, and luckily we all remembered. So just follow along. Shamor v'zachor v'dibur echad v'hishmiyanu el ha'meyuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad l'shemo tiferet ולתחילה לך דודי לקראת כלה בשבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה כי מקור הברכה בראש מקדם נסוכה סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה לך דודי לקראת כלה בשבת נקבלה לך דודי לך כלה כי באורך קומי אורי
תדברי כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה לך דודי לקראת כלה לשבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה תפרוצי ואת אדוני תריצי על יד איש בן פרצי ונשמחה ונגילה לך דודי לקראת כלה בשבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה בואי ושלום בטרן בעלה גם בשמחה ובצולה תוך אמוני המסגולה בואי חלה בואי חלה לך דודי לקראת כלה דודי שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה לקראת כלה פני שבת
Please be seated. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
We're going to invite you to turn to page 27 as we continue with the Psalm for Shabbat, the last part of our Kabbalat Shabbat service, Psalm 92.
מזמור שיר ליום השבת טוב להודות לאדוני מזמור שיר ליום השבת טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך עליון ולזמר לשמך עליון להגיד בבוקר חסדך ואימותיך בלילות צדיק כתמר יפרח כארז בלבנון יזכה שתולים בית אדוני בקצרות אלוהינו יפריחו עוד ינועד בשיבה דשנים ורעננים יהיו להגיד כי ישר אדוני צורי ולא עוולה בו.
We now invite any of you who are in the room or those of you who are watching on the live stream who are in the process of mourning or observing Yartzeit to rise if you are able as we continue Mourner's Kaddish, page 30. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah v'yalma divrach Yerutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon v'yomechon uv'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael ba'agala uv'izman kariv yimru. Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah bevorach li'olam omei almaya. Yit barach v'yishtabach v'yit pa'ar v'yit romam v'yit naseh. V'yit hadar v'yit aleh v'yit halal Shmei dekudesha barichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tush bechata v'nechemata damiran bi'alma v'yimru. Amen. Yehei shlama rabbah min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen. So before we continue with the evening service, it's usually at this time between Kabbalat Shabbat and Mariv that I try to do a little bit of Torah, but I'm going to do a very short bit of Torah with a blessing for Garrett and Jackie, for Aunt Wacky and Uncle Gerger, right? So it's very interesting that this Torah portion is a Torah portion that we often read after the holiday of Shavuot. It's very frequently, not always, but very frequently. So Shavuot is celebrating kind of the most incredible peak experience a community could ever have. They got to gather around Mount Sinai, our ancestors, and they witnessed God's presence. And they all heard God according to their own capacity, and everyone heard them slightly differently, but everyone felt so deeply God's presence. And it was such an extraordinary, once-in-a-lifetime kind of event that happened, right? And then we come next week to this Torah portion, and you know what we learn about after that inspirational moment at Sinai? We learn about planks and curtains and sockets. That's what we learn about. Isn't that exciting? Curtains and planks and sockets. Why do we learn? Well, what we learn is that there were two parts of the tribes of Levites who had responsibilities for carrying things through the wilderness that were used to help build the Mishkan, the tabernacle, when the Israelites would come to camp. They would assemble the tabernacle, but then when they would leave, they had to take it all apart, and they had to carry the different parts of the tabernacle until they got to their next stop where they would construct it again. Now, what could be more boring and mundane than details about carrying the curtains and the planks and the sockets? Nothing. So why am I saying that this is a blessing for Jackie and Garrett? Because, guys, Sunday you're going to have a Sinai experience. You're going to be getting married. You're going to be under the chuppah. It's a once-in-a-lifetime event. You're going to be surrounded by all these people who love you, and you are going to have this day that you're going to remember for the rest of your lives, right? That's a wedding day. But we might even argue that what's more important is not your wedding day, but your marriage. Because your marriage is what happens each and every day after you're married, after your wedding day, right? And both of you are very fortunate that you have parents who have been in long and committed and loving relationships for their entire adult lives, right? So you have these incredible role models. But what they will tell you, because I've also had the fortune of being in a long, loving relationship with my wife, is that lots of what makes a marriage work are not those like once in a lifetime moments, like when you go on a great vacation or whatever. It's really what happens in the day-to-day, how you care for each other in the small moments, in the tiny moments, in the when you're getting a little annoyed with each other moments. That's what really makes a marriage work and successful. So the blessing of this Torah portion is your blessing, which is we have the details of the sockets and the curtains and the planks because it's the everyday mundane that makes it possible to build a Mishkan, right? If we didn't have those parts, we wouldn't be able to construct it. Same too with a marriage. If we didn't do the everyday little things for each other, we wouldn't be able to celebrate the joy of our wedding day and our being married together. So my blessing is that you should always feel that not only at the most amazing moment of your lives, which will be this Sunday, but the days after will feel equally blessed because you are each carrying the planks and the curtains and the sockets for each other. Mazel tov and Shabbat shalom. All right, so that's your rabbi blessing for this week. All right, you're going to have a parent blessing coming soon. We're going to continue now with the evening service. Turn with us to page 39, and we'll invite you to rise for Baruch Hu.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Amivorach.
Baruch Adonai Mavorach Leolam Ba'ed.
Baruch Amivorach Leolam Ba'ed.
We are seated, continuing now, page 39, privately, Ma'ariv Aravim.
ומעביר היום ומביא לילה ומבדיל בין יום ולילה אדוני צבאות שמו אלוקי וקיים תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם עד ברוך אתה אדוני המעריב ערבים.
Amen. Join with us, page 40, Ahavat Olam.
אהבת עולם בית ישראל עמך אהבת עמך אהבת תורה ומצוות חוקים ומשפטים אותנו למדת על כן אדוני אלוהינו משוכבנו ופקומנו נשיח בחוקיך ונשמח בדברי תורתך ומצוותיך לעולם ועד כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו ובהם נגד יומם בלילה ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל אוהב עמו ישראל. שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבביך וכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברתם בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להיות על ידך, והיו לטוטפות בעיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך.
Continuing privately through the bottom of page 42.
והיה עם שמות תשמע את זה. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם.
Turn ahead with us, if you will, to page 44 as we continue the top of the page.
ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם משה מרים ובני ישראל, וקנו שירה בשמחה רבה, ויאמרו כולם. נאמר כי פדן את יעקב גלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני על ישראל.
Together, Hashkivenu, page 45.
השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו מלכנו לחיים. 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 צאתנו אוהנו וקיים לשלום מעתה ועד עולם השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום העמידנו מלכנו לקיים השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום העמידנו מלכנו לקיים השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום העמידנו מלכנו לקיים השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום העמידנו מלכנו ברוך אתה אדוני הפורש סוכה שלומנו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים
We'll turn to page 46 as we continue now with Vishamru.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, לדורותם ברית עולם. ישראל אותי לעולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם כי ששת ימים עשה את השמיים ואת הארץ וביום השביעי שבת, שבת ויהי נפש ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי השבת, את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, לדורותם ברית עולם.
To rise, we'll invite you to do so. The service is going to continue with the Chatzi Kaddish. Then we have some time for our own private prayer, which is done privately. We can do the prayers of our hearts. We can do the prayers of the book. We can do both. We can do whatever we want during that time of quiet. The traditional Amidah begins on page 47 and concludes page 52. And when you've come to the end of your individual prayer, please feel free to be seated.
ויתקדל ויתקדש שמי רבה.
אמן.
ילמד דברה קירותי ומליק מלכותי בחייכון וביומייכון ובחייכון בית ישראל בגלה בגלה ובזמן קריב ויאמרו אמן. ישמרה ומבורך לעולם עולם מעמיה יתברך יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן ביעלמה ויאמרו אמן.
מודים אנחנו לך שאתה. ברוך אתה אדוני טוב שבא לך. For those of you who are still praying, please continue to do so. If you've concluded, feel free to be seated as we conclude with the words of Oseh Shalom, asking God to bring peace to this world, which is in such deep need of peace.
עושה שלום במרומיו, והוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ויאמרו La 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 la
invite our bride and groom to come onto the bima. I'm going to ask our chazan to lead us in kiddush. We'll rise. Wine or grape juice, in this case, is a symbol of our joy. So we're going to ask. Good to empty your pockets. Come on up. All right, so we've got lots of joy in this room. So we're going to do kiddush, and then I get to offer you guys a little wedding blessing from the tradition, and then your parents are going to offer you a blessing. So, kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pari hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddeshanu mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodesho mi'ahava u'v'ratzon hinkilanu zikaro lemase v'reishit כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת, ואותנו קידשת, מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. אמן. לחיים.
All right. Everyone can be seated, not you guys. You're staying up here. All right, so I have a few things to say to the two of you. First of all, everyone loves a good love story. So I learned a little bit about your love story, so I'm going to tell my version of your love story. It all began at Olivia's bat mitzvah. Right? Right? So Cheryl Love meets Jackie. And this is a very multifaceted love story. Sees Jackie, learns she's a physician, and says, my son would love to date a physician. Or Mark said this. Mark said this.
Something like that, yes.
Right? Right?
I know exactly what I said.
Right. All right. And Jackie, of course, said, I've heard this before, right? Who doesn't have a son who would love to date a physician, right? But if you've ever met Cheryl Love, and Mark, but Cheryl in particular, you know that she's persistent. So she didn't let this idea drop. And then, unfortunately, then Becky lost her father, and so Becky started coming to Morning Minyan a whole lot, right? And you guys started to hang out a fair amount together, right? And then the idea took a little bit of root between the two of them, and then the Loves have a neighbor who's like a second mom to the Kravitz kids, right? Bonnie, right? Isn't Bonnie your neighbor? Garrett's neighbor. But you're, has a connection to you, yes? That's what I'm saying. I'm telling the story correctly. I'm telling the story correctly. I'm doing just fine. So Bonnie got the idea in her head. So finally, who called who? You called Jackie? Did she agree to let you call her? He texted her.
He said, hey, I think our moms really want us to go out.
Right.
Are you free on Sunday?
Right. So Jackie, I guess, agreed to this text, right, and went out. But I learned that Jackie Kravitz has a boyfriend potential test. It's called the straw test. I learned about the straw test. It's a great test. Right? Jackie, when she's having a drink with a paper straw, does a lot of us, gets one end to kind of put the end out, then turns it around and blows the straw across the table at her date. And decides, based on the reaction of the date, is this a good guy to go out with? So, other dates, as I learned, were just like, what are you doing blowing a straw? That's a typical response. You know what Garrett Love's response to the straw test was? To duck and blow his straw back at her. passed the test with flying colors. Right? So, this is the true love story. So then they go on their date, they realize, the thing that they love that's really great about the two of them together is that they can be goofy together. Being silly is a very good, important thing to have in a relationship. They can be serious when they need to, but they can be really serious, really silly a lot too. And that is an amazing, beautiful thing about the two of you. And you feel like most yourselves when you're with each other. That's the other beautiful thing about the two of you. So our blessing for you, besides the blessing I already offered you a little while ago, the planks, the sockets, the curtains, don't forget that, is that you always feel like you bring out the best in each other. And that you always have fun and silliness together, because life is not always easy. And having a lot of silliness makes life a lot better. So keep up your silliness. Okay, now I get to do the traditional blessing. This is the Shabbat blessing for a bride and groom on the Shabbat before their wedding. And then your parents are going to offer you a little blessing, okay? Mishaberach avotenu Avraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov Yimotenu Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah Hu yivarech et hachatan. This is you, Garrett. Gershon Yaakov ben Mordechai Aharon v'Sarah Tamar. They each had to have their middle names as part of that. The et hakala Chana bat Shaul Gedalia v'Rivka. Only one with two names there. Shebikarov. B'rit ahova chupa v'kitushim v'shilach hayom likvod hamakom likvod hashabat yihi ratzon melefanecha shakimu bayit ne'aman b'Yisrael mishkan ahava ve'emunah mu'ar u'mikidusha v'chol eit uzman imutz lifnot el ha'olam letakno b'malchut Shaddai Adon HaShalom barchem b'shefa ahava v'titzmach v'tirpach le'orach yamim v'rit v'tovim v'chen yihi ratzon v'nomar Amen. And it says something a little bit like this. We ask that the God of our ancestors, we invoke our blessings upon the groom, Garrett, and upon the bride, Jackie, as they come here on this Shabbat before this community. Our prayer for them is that they should live in harmony, that they should be blessed with an ever greater capacity to love and to be loved, to share in the celebration of life with courage and integrity, to face not only the joyous moments but the difficult moments together. May their sensitivities to one another ever increase in their search for each other's true selves. May they learn to understand one another's silence, tears, and laughter. May their souls encounter each other's soul. May they be blessed and supported to create a Jewish home filled with holiness, guided by the light of Torah. And may they be granted the means by which they can do their part in repairing this very broken world. And may they, together with their loved ones, help in the continuous creation of your world, O God, so that all people everywhere will know peace and know justice and live in harmony. And let us all say, Amen. All right, that's quite a blessing, guys. No pressure. Now, we're going to invite your parents to come on up and offer you a blessing. And here's the amazing thing, guys. They're going to do it in unison. Never before attempted in a blessing. 4 parents doing a blessing in unison. Let's see how it goes. I got one mic for the 4 of you. Figure out how to use it.
I'll hold the mic. Can I, just one thing before we do this blessing. I remember that opening line a little differently when we were at the bat mitzvah. I said, and then Cheryl and Becky took over. I said to Jackie, I have a son about your age. And she said, that's nice. And that was the end of the conversation. I said?
Yes, and I said I'm sure he would.
I must have walked away. I must have walked away at that point because I was, you know. By the way, I'm also using that line on Sunday. So. Right. Okay, ready?
Okay.
Jackie and Garrett, from the day you were born, you have brought immense joy into our lives. And seeing you standing here together fills our hearts with profound love and happiness. As you prepare to build your lives together, We bless you to always be each other's greatest friend, fiercest advocate, and safest harbor. May your home be filled with laughter, adventure, warmth, and compassion. May you continually grow together, weathering the challenges of life with grace and celebrating its triumphs with love. We love you both so much, and we wish you a lifetime of joy, peace, and shared blessings.
Mazel tov. All right, wait. Hold on to the mic. You have more blessings to do. More blessings to come. Hold on a sec. You can do hugs in a minute. They're going to, because on page 165, you guys have it with you, or do you need another copy? All right, so Friday nights, traditionally, a parent blesses a child with Birkat Kohanim, the priestly blessing, but it's also, the blessing is found in this week's Torah portion. So it's clearly beshert that the four of them should offer the blessings of Birkat Kohanim to their children. Okay, you can do this in unison too? Now I'll be really impressed. Go for it.
Ready?
All right. Yivarechecha Adonai Yishmerecha.
Ya'er Adonai
Halav Elecha V'yichunecha.
Yisa Adonai Panav Elecha V'yisem Lecha.
Shalom.
And one last blessing we're going to all say together, the Shechianu, for this joyous moment that we have arrived at. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Shechianu V'kiyamanu V'higianu Lazman Hazeh. Here comes some candy. Simin Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simin Tov, Simin Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simin Tov. No candy, they forgot the candy. Simin Tov. Simin Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simin Tov, Simin Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simin Tov, Simin Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simin Tov, Yehelanu. They forgot the candy, but they won't. All right, don't forget the glass to break on Sunday, okay? Don't forget the ketubah. No, but it's not Sunday yet. You're not there with it. No, you did great. You're a great unison. You restored my confidence in unison. All right, there's no candy, guys. I'm disappointed as well. We're going to invite you to turn back to your prayer book. We're going to conclude the service in just a moment. We'll rise for Aleinu. Page 56.
לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא שהוא דשמא ושכינת כן נקבל לך לתגיד לנו שתיים ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Please be seated unless you are in the process of mourning or observing a yard site, in which case please stay standing and join with me. Mourner's Kaddish, page 58. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
V'yalma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon v'yomechon u'v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael b'agala u'vizman kariv v'yimru. Amen.
Amen.
Yehi shmei rabba mevorach le'olam almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitalev v'yithalal shemei dekudesha b'richu.
Brichu.
Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tush b'chata v'nechamata damiran bi'alma v'yimru. Amen.
Amen.
Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen.
Amen.
Oseh shalom b'mramav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru.
Amen.
We ask God who brings peace and comfort on high to bring peace and comfort to all who are remembering their loved ones. So again, Shabbat Shalom to everyone. Mazel Tov to our bride and groom and your families. And have an amazing, amazing, amazing chuppah and wedding celebration on Sunday. We want to thank these amazing musicians who are here pretty much every Friday night making beautiful music. We want to thank Aaron. We want to thank Tess. We want to thank Kathy and Lisa. Randy for doing all of our sound. The Chazan for bringing them together and composing new music when he walks out the door. Very, very impressive. I usually compose my songs over my coffee in the morning. But anyhow, so we do have a few announcements to make you aware of. Tomorrow morning is going to be a wonderful Shabbat. We're going to be celebrating a beautiful baby. Even Eden Joannier is going to be welcomed into the covenant of the Jewish people, and we're going to have a lot of our kids from our religious school leading the service with our Bima takeover. That's tomorrow morning, beginning at 9:30. This Thursday night, we hope you'll be here with the Israeli Scouts who are coming. At Beshalom is hosting. A week from tomorrow, there has been a group of adults working with Selma Rothman who've been learning Hebrew, but in the meantime, they're celebrating their kind of end-of-year graduation Shabbat a week from tomorrow on the 6th, so that should be wonderful. If you are a retired guy, you can join the Romeos on Monday, June 8th at Ben and Irv's about 9:15. Wednesday night that week, annual meeting here at Beth Shalom. You're going to have not a hot dog. You're going to have an espresso cafe, dairy, delicious food, and then I think dinner first and then the annual meeting to follow. That's Wednesday night. And I think that's about all I need to announce for right now. So we want to welcome all of the family members who are here to celebrate Aunt Wacky and Uncle Ger, and we have I think we have Adam and Carl are here visiting us. We're happy to have you. Welcome to Beth Shalom. Say hello to them. Don't let them leave without being introduced to. We're happy you're here. And we're going to conclude with the Don Olam, page 211. Any niece or nephew of the bride and groom is welcome to come up on the bima to help us sing a Don Olam, if they would like to join us. All right. Page 211. Yeah, you guys come up too. That'd be sweet.
Adon olam asher malach v'terem kol yetzir nivra v'yet nasa v'hefso kol Adai melech shemo nikra ויחרק יקלוט הכל לבדו ימלוך נורא והוא היה והוא והוא יהיה בתפארה ואין אחד ואין שני והמשילו ליגבירה בלי ראשית בלי תכלית והעוז והמשרה והוא אלי וקי גואלי בצור כלי ביצרה והוא ניסי ובונוס לי ביד כוסי ביום אקרא בידו עקידו כי ביתי שן ביעירה ואימרו כי גביעתי Adonai li Pilo Yiro.
Before we say Shabbat Shalom, can you help me do Hamotzi? You ready? Let's say the bracha together. Ready? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Okay, now since you did the bracha, you guys get the first bit of challah. Shabbat Shalom.